What's up, YouTube? We got Scott Sommers here. Top 8 regionals, came in 4th after Swiss and then lost top 8. But got Mermails, so you can get started whenever you want.
So this started out as the top 4 decks, Sharush, whatever, I can't pronounce his last name, deck, and then I just ended up modifying it to be, like, my own liking. As far as the build's concerned, I mean, it's pretty standard Mermail. 3 Megalo, it's really good. It's just the dropper. It just makes your play super nutty with the Atlanteans. 2 Spike, because you don't always want to draw into it, and it helps quite a bit setting up your plays and getting some pretty nutty ones going. I went from 3 lands to 2 to help with consistency-wise, just because I feel like 3 was clogging too much. I only had, like, certain targets, and just I want the Abyss Pike, and like it never hurt me like the entire tournament. I feel like there may have been one instance where I was like, huh, that's awkward. I wish I had a 3rd land, but I still ended up winning that game anyways. So that was all the Mermail stuff, and then I ran 3 Dragoons because this card's broken. I actually think it might maybe go to 1, or if it's like just depending, they might hit some of the problem cards with it, but I think that card's just way too overpowered. And then this card, it's Marksman. When you poke, you pretty much just summon Dragoons. It's always 3,200 unless they stop it with something, and then it blows up a set card once it's sent. And then this card is really good, heavy infantry. Gives you a 2nd summon, plus it blows up face-up cards, so that's really nice too if you just need to pop stuff. I went from 3 Divas to 2, back to 3, because just this card plus Salvage plus Avarice is just ridiculous in the game, and just being able to consistently have this as an option to win. Like, I think I played this more than Megalo in the entire tournament, and this won me more games. Then probably the best turn 1, I think, too. Undyne. Basically sets up your next turn super easily, super consistent. Always gives you a card, which is this little guy here. He's really bad, but he's kind of funny too because I've used him. He technically won me a game. It's really awkward, but and then I ran 2 Tregs. Treg's really good in this deck because you always have a hand for the most part until you go off, and this helps you a lot. And plus, like in Zactor, there's just a lot of things that run like rank 3s, and almost all of these are like level 3, so it helps with consistency wise, and plus you can use this guy to jacket, and it's really good in the Dino Rabbit matchup. And then 1 Mulan Glacia, just a really big game changer. One of my rounds, I played the mirror match, and I ended up pitching 2 Tregs out of a 6-card hand. I felt so dirty. It was pretty bad. Those were monsters. I think I played 26 monsters. And then, personally, like, I know a lot of people will either play none or will play 2. I play 3 MSCs almost always, and in this build, I feel like just in my version, how I wanted to play it, 3 MSCs was way too good because I have a problem with Rabbit, and they just have so much back row. If they play macro on the main board, I need to make sure I have main board out to it. I just don't want to auto-scoop to it. I played 2 Salvage. Again, it was kind of the same concept with why I bumped it up to 3 Diva and 3 Marksman, because I originally played 2. Just, I always want to have resources, plus abusing Megalo with this card is amazing. This card's kind of ridiculous, too. And of course the 1-ofs. There's the Monster Reborn, the Heavy, the Dark Hole, the Avarice. Those are your power cards of the deck. And then I did do one thing my friend Zach Butler did last weekend in Maplewood, is he tacked 1 Soul Taker, and I decided to follow suit. I think this was a great card against the Dino Rabbit, and I think it was just a great blow-up monster, just in any matchup, really. So I think it's a really good card in the main and in the side. I think it's overall really balanced. I played 2 Abyss Spheres because I didn't always want to see it. Like, my build, I guess, focused more on Diva plays and just getting in with my little guys before I could kill. So 2 Abyss Spheres was nice, and plus, like, I didn't really need the traps. I mean, I never felt any kind of consistency issues with it. 2 Torrential, just great board wipers. Again, like, the Rabbit's one of the hardest matchups just because of Dolka, so this helps a lot. And then my personal tech, What I heard, I think Jeff Jones, and I've always wanted to play this card, is I played 2 Phoenix Wings in the main. And the reason being, because Gen X Controller is dead, I didn't play Allure because I think the card's garbage. I didn't play Water Arts on the sole fact that it's 2 cards for 1. I'd rather play this card because I can pitch a card from my hand that's dead, and then I can spin anything and give them a dead draw next turn because I'll have a board by then. So this won me some games, just in and of itself sometimes. So that was the main board. I played 42 cards in the main. For the extra deck, I played 1 Armory, 1 Catastor, 1 Hyper Librarian, 1 DeLorean. I didn't have a Mistworm, so I threw in a Hydrogen X. I didn't get to summon it. Didn't really come up. Didn't really care. 1 Black Rose, 1 Gungnir, 1 Scrap Dragon. Those were my synchros. And then I played 1 Gachi, 1 Dagosto Phoenix, 1 Zenmains, 1 Leviathan, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Bahuma Shark, and then 1 Big Eye. And this won me my Dino Rabbit matchup. Game 1, because I ended up getting rid of his triggers for Logia, and then I took his Zenmains that he summoned. And I think I just ended up winning out from there.
Did you ever summon the Bahamut by chance, or?
Yeah, I summoned the Bahamut Shark against Heretics round 8. I did that just to build up a board presence. I just got a Leviathan off of it, plus I got a Search for a Diva, and I had a Torrential Mind Crush set, and the second he played Convocation, Searching Tefnuit, I Mind Crushed Tefnuit. He pitched it, played Monster Reborn. In response, I chained Maxi, got a draw off of it, and then I Torrentialed, and then I won out the next turn. Or the next 2 turns, because I summoned a Heavy Infantry and he Veilered it, and then that baited out the Veiler I knew he had in hand. Because he just flashed his hand, just for verification, because we knew each other, so we didn't care. And then, sideboard, I did side 2 Maxis. I know some people main it. I wanted to fit it in the main. Couldn't find room. Figured sideboard was just good enough. I didn't want to have it dead in my hand all the time. So this was good. I didn't side all the time. I think I sided it maybe I sided against Mermails and I sided against Heretics. And just because of all the cards in my hand and my opponent couldn't OTK me, that he just ended up scooping out after that. I played 2 Legion Lights. It came up once in my first round. I played against Lightsworns. Kid was alright, but he ended up misplaying, and Legion Light just was a huge kind of game changer. I was at such low life points that it helped me a lot. Shadow and Prison Mirrors. I didn't play any Insectors. I didn't play any Dark World the entire tournament. That's what this was the main reason for. And I just didn't get to see it. I thought about it against Chaos Dragon matchup, but it wasn't necessary. I played in 2 Imperial Iron Walls, Dino Rabbit, Chaos Dragons, of course, anything that can side into... once I know Game 3, I'll play it, but it was alright. I mean, it never came up, and never restalled. I actually won more games with my main board than I did with any of the side deck cards. So I think the main board's just super strong. I played also 2 Gozen. Gozen actually isn't... I didn't like Gozen in the Dino Rabbit matchup. A lot of people do, just because I can screw up with their plays, but they have outs to it now. So it...
Under that reason, would you think that maybe Rivalry, Warlord... Or no, because you're Sea Serpent in.
Yeah, it's Sea Serpent, okay. Aqua, these could be just something else entirely. Just tech, take them out for, Veilers even, could be in the side. I think it's a good card, and I think just depending on the playstyle, I just personally wasn't liking it against my Dino Rabbit matchups. I did play 1 Soul Taker in the side, Dino Rabbit. I played 1 Mind Crush, Mirror Match, and anything that searched. So I did side this against the Heretic matchup, of course. Needlessly, it's another Torrential in my opinion, and could be pretty detrimental in some matchups. Trapstone for Mirror Match, and then I also sided against, I think, Dino Rabbit. And then I did play 1 Malevolent Catastrophe as a Game 3 side. I did side it against Game 2 against my top 8 match with the Rabbit, but I ended up losing that anyways. I ended up kind of screwing up my first game. But, I mean, that was whatever. I still top 8'd. I was pretty happy with the overall turnout. As far as how I did, I think I had a pretty good tournament. I was nervous going in. But, I mean, after I think my first 2 rounds, and then even after I lost the Rabbit, I was pretty calm. I was pretty confident in my build. I was playing really well. I knew exactly what I was doing. As my friend says, I was crunching numbers left and right. I was, if I had game on board, I was pushing for it.
For sure.
As far as my matchups were, I played a Lightsworn, I played a Noralis deck, because that confuses the heck out of me, because he was playing Blackwing stuff in it. So I thought at first I was playing Blackwing, and I was like, oh, I have Shadow Mirrors for that. And then, nope, he played Morales, and I was like, oh, awkward. Then I lost to Dino Rabbit, and then played Funnel Countdown, played another Rabbit, played the Chaos Dragons. Then I played the Mirror Match. Actually, this was the first tournament I played this deck. This is the second time I played the Mirror Match. I lost the first time, and I was like, I wasn't sure how I did it, but, you know, Phoenix Wing ended up winning me that game partially. And the fact that I hit 2 Trags off of Moon Glacia. And then the round before top 8, I played Heretics, and he ended up misplaying game 2, and then pretty much kind of more hardcore in game 3, and then my top 8 was Rabbit, which I lost because it's a hard matchup, just overall.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything you'd change about the deck if you could, or?
Changes I would make about the deck. I would change. I think Gozens could come out of the sideboard. I think I like Leechings. As far as the actual main board, like Moonland Glacier could come out. I just really like messing with people's hands, but I think the main board's pretty strong.
Solid.
Yeah, the only thing I think as far as extra deck's concerned, Bahamut Shark could come out. So could Hydrogenics is going to come out for a Mistworm. I honestly just threw this in because I just didn't feel like trying to find one before the tournament. Honest to God, I was so lazy as far as trading for it.
For sure.
I still ended up getting one during the tournament, but I wanted to confuse the hell out of people.
I feel like if you actually got it out.
If I actually got it out, and because it gains life points, like
Yeah.
who won it plus a GT, so it confused my the mirror match guy, but.
Well, anyway, so got Scott Sommers, top 8. Thanks for watching, everyone.